All right, number 8, I am doubling the A matrix and tripling the B matrix. So I would just come in and just write 2A. So 2A. So I just double it real quick, and then I can see how they compare with the 3B. So if I double A, I get 2, 4, and 6, 8, -2, -6, 10, -12, and 4. All right, and then 3B, if I triple that, I get 6, -15, 0, 9, let's see, 12, -3, and then 21, -9, and 6. And then I want to add those two together. So now that I've doubled and tripled, I can kind of see what the numbers I'm adding. So 2 and 6 is 8. 4 and -15 is -11. 6 and 0 is 6. 8 and 9 is 17. Then 10. Then -9. Then 31. -21. And 10. All right, so that's the result after I add them together. All right, AB. The product A times B. So I'm actually going to copy these down. And one thing I want to think about before I get started is what would my answer look like. So if I'm taking a 3 by 3 times a 3 by 3, I'm going to get a 3 by 3. Okay, so I'm going to have 9 numbers that I'm going to have to multiply here. And my 9 numbers are going to look like, so I'm going to have a row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3. And just real quick, so I can kind of think this through in my head, I'm going to be taking this row by this column, and that's one number. So 1 times 2 plus 2 times 3 plus 3 times 7. So I have 3 of these pairs that I'm adding together. So when I set up my 9 numbers, I think it's helpful to write out a bunch of blanks so that I know I'm trying to fill in the blanks. So I'm going to have 9 sets of these, and I honestly don't think you want to watch me set up 9 sets of these. So I'm going to pause this, and I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the screen, and then I'll come back with the rest of my blanks filled in. Or not filled in, but we'll fill in the blanks together. Okay, so I went in and set up all of my little blanks. So what we're going to do is just fill in the numbers first, and then we'll do the individual operations. So I need a row 1. My row 1 numbers are 1, 2, 3. So 1, I was trying to do them a different color. All right, so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And my column 1 are 2, 3, 7. 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 7. Okay, so that's all of that. Then I need row 2. Ooh, you know what? Mr. Slay messed up. I only needed the first set of numbers for that. So I'll leave the 2, 3, 7 there. Let me go get the other ones. The column 2. Column 2 numbers are -5, 4, and -3. So -5, 4, and -3. And then 0, -1, and 2. Okay, so then we're going to fill in these numbers. Let's see. This would be 2 plus 6 plus 21. So that would be, what is that? 21 plus 20, so that's 29. -5 plus 8 plus -9. So -14 plus 8 is 6. 0 minus 2 plus 6. So that's 4. Okay, so 29, 6, and 4. I'll go across that top. Okay, so then next up is to find the row 2 numbers. The row 2 numbers are right here, the 4, -1, -3. So let me go fill in those blanks. 4, -1, and 3. All right, and then I need my columns. So column 1 is 2, 3, 7. So 2, 3, and 7. Then I need column 2. Column 2 is -5, 4, and -3. And then I need column 3. Column 3 is 0, -1, and 2. All right, and then we'll work out those individual operations. Let's see. This works out to be 8 minus 3 plus 21. What is that? 5. 5 plus 21 is 26. -20, -4, minus 9. Oh, a lot of negatives there. -33. And 0 plus 1 plus 6. So 7. Okay, so let me copy those numbers over. Okay, so that's our matrix so far. And now we need our third row, which is the 5, -6, and 2. All right, so come over here to my set of blanks. So 5, -6, and 2. And now let's go back and get our column numbers. Let's see, column 1 was 2, 3, 7. So I'm just gonna cheat because it's gonna be the same sets of numbers. So I'm just gonna look at the last problem I wrote. -5, 4, -3. And then 0, -1, 2. All right, so then let's work this out. 10 minus 18 plus 14. Ooh, silly math there just showed up there. What is that? 24 minus 18 is 6. And then -25 minus 24 minus 6. Well, another bunch of negatives there. So was it -30, -55, and then 0 plus 6 plus 4, so that's 10. So 6, -5, 55, and 10. All right, so that is our product. Yay. All right, I do want to fess up to something. I went back and when I paused it, I wanted to double check my math. So sometimes when you're doing these math problems, it's very easy for a simple mistake to creep in. And I have illustrated that point today. And I hope several of you noticed the issue and got upset and are trying to figure out how you want to write it. Looking at my row 2, I copied it wrong. I just point blank copied it wrong. It should be 4, -1, -3. I copied +3. So all of these 3's need to be negative, which is going to change all of my final numbers, which is consequently going to change my final answer. Okay, so that one actually is, what is that, -24 plus 8, so that one's a -16. That is -15, and then -5. So let me come back over here and fix this. And that, so I do apologize for that. But it does emphasize that it's really easy to make a silly mistake. And that's why we have erasers. So as long as you catch it, you'll get full credit. Anyways, so good luck. hopefully you get less frustrated than I just did there. Number 10, we are asked to, essentially 10 and 11, we're going to use inverse matrices to solve a system. So I'm going to rewrite the system of equation into a matrix equation form, which means I'm going to collect up all of my coefficients. And instead of doing an augmented matrix where I would use row ops, I'm going to use inverses. But it does require that I be aware of my starting off form. Okay. So that's the matrix equation form. Then I'm told the inverse of the coefficient matrix is, so the inverse of this 2, 3, 5, 7 is this set of numbers here, and I'm going to use that to solve the system. So, even messed up there. Wow, I'm on a roll here. There's an equal sign in there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brick of numbers, and I'm going to multiply it with the 11 and the 24, and that'll give me two other numbers. So negative 7 times 11 plus 3 times 24 will give me something, and 5 times 11 plus negative 2 times 24 will also give me another number. So let me get a calculator real quick here and double check that, or actually type that in. So negative 77 plus 3 times 24, so I get negative 5, and 55 plus negative 2 times 24, I get 7. All right, so what that means then is that x is negative 5 and y is 7. Sort of a nice application of what something that inverses can tell us.